Guys, gentlemen, listen up.
What was good?
Listen. Okay, come in close, everybody. 3-2, Williams. We are this close to opening day.
That's right.
We are this close
That's right.
to the wonderful world of baseball. I am ecstatic. I have not slept for the last week. I have been waking up at 2 in the morning to watch baseball in Japan.
Had little teasers of fantasy baseball already.
Little niblets.
Little niblets.
Including problems with blown saves.
Yeah, fantasy's broken right now. I've been getting up. My sleep schedule is destroyed. You can thank Japan for that. But I am... Oh, we're so close. I'm so excited to be here with all of you. So let's break it down. Our last thing... Since 6 Division, 6 days, a lot's happened. A lot of extensions have happened.
Including to the big man himself, Mike Nelson Trout.
He has secured that bag.
He said, middle name,
Full
2. Ooh.
Testify. Okay.
I believe that it is completely worth every single penny.
He could own half the team. It didn't matter.
He's
that man.
That is an extremely team-friendly contract.
This is
36 a year.
a player that comes around like once in a lifetime right here.
For Mike Trout services, that is team-friendly.
This is not just any good outfielder. This isn't Bryce Harper. This is Mike Trout. And he's worth every penny. And he should be paid the highest in baseball.
The man is paid an angel for life. I like it. I ask you this. With all the extensions, the Bregmans, the Nolas, the Trouts, if you had to pick one player right now that's not under an extension to extend, who do you extend?
Mookie Betts.
Mookie Betts? That's a good one.
That is the clear option. The clear option for me.
You wouldn't extend Bogarts who's in a walk year?
I like Mookie Betts.
I mean, he's good. He's not a guy to build around now.
I like
Mookie Betts. I think he's quietly having a great year. I think he's their top.
I definitely believe he's a great player.
They should extend, but he's not as big a priority as Betts.
Yeah.
I get it. That makes sense.
Betts is another one of the best players in baseball right now.
For me, it's DeGrom.
DeGrom?
I think...
I can see that. I can definitely see that.
Here comes the money.
Here we go. Money talk.
Here comes the money.
Here we go. Money talk. Dollar, 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 ching, ching, bling, bling, cut the tap.
He's a quality pitcher. He's a Cy Young winner.
Exactly.
You want that guy.
His agent's his GM now, so you know they're working on it.
His agent's is what?
Yeah, the agent's the GM.
What?
Brody Van Wagenen was DeGrom's agent. And then he got the GM spot, so I don't know how that's working, but I would imagine an extension is in the works of some sort.
Oh, definitely. He's saying that.
You could take an Eloy Jimenez route and say screw service time and just extend the man with a Guerrero, Senzel, Robles type of thing. For those people that need to manipulate service time illegally.
Now Williams.
I mean, it's not illegal.
It's super shady, though.
Oh, it's very shady, but it's technically legal.
Who do you extend?
Probably extend Javier Baez.
Javier Baez? That'd be an interesting one to extend. Definitely, I think... it'd be definitely interesting. To see how that would play out, see how him, Brian Rizzo... Because they're going to have to start making moves about who to keep and who to get rid of.
They're looking for their money soon.
Mm-hmm.
Those guys.
Definitely secure that bag. But, okay, so naturally, it's this time of the year. We do it. Everyone does it. I do it every year on my Twitter. Award predictions. What do we have?
We all have the AL MVP.
Mm-hmm.
Let's just go one by one.
Well, let's get the ones we know out of the way first.
Yeah. We already know everybody picked AL MVP Mike Trout and AL Rookie of the Year Vladdy Jr.
Like I feel so shitty picking Trout. It feels like such a cop-out answer.
I don't feel shitty because he's the best player in baseball.
That's why I feel bad about it. It's like I didn't put any effort into it. It's like Trout.
But why would you say it? Because if you have a list and Mike Trout's not on it, what are you doing?
It looks. I feel
doing?
I need like a Trout and like a little asterisk and then like my other pick because it just feels so obvious.
At that point, yeah, I get that, but it's Mike Trout.
I mean, that's why I pick him. That's why I pick him.
Yeah. Come on. Even me, the biggest Altuve fan out there, I know it's Mike Trout. It's just Mike Trout.
Yeah. I mean, you're also an Angel fan too.
Yeah. And you're an Angel fan, nonetheless.
But Williams, you had an interesting NL MVP one when we were talking about this before the show.
It's Mr. Chris Bryant. I mean, he had a down year this past season, but he still hit 29 home runs, 73 RBIs. I mean, the year before, he hit almost 40 home runs, over 100 RBIs. He's obviously capable of hitting those numbers. So, I mean, I wouldn't doubt it if he got another MVP under his belt.
Look, listen. You're gonna make me put on my skepticals here. Chris Bryant. I will give you this. The shoulder injury did dampen his power, but his time has passed. He is not in my eyes at least, an MVP caliber player.
His time has passed.
His time.
26.
Yeah,
At the ripe old age of 26. There's so many studs out there.
There's better players, in my opinion.
Sorry, he's 27. Sorry.
The reason why I chose Chris Bryant is honestly because I wanted to choose someone that kind of was surprising, which I did, and just kind of unordinary. And
It's a bold prediction.
Yeah,
you know?
It's a bold
I like it.
prediction. I don't see it happening, but it's a
That's
bold
why it's
prediction.
bold.
Do you just think his offensive numbers are just going to produce now that he's healthy?
Correct.
Correct? Okay. I think it's interesting. I say it goes definitely against the grain of what I've seen, but it's
a viable option. He's
Yeah,
one
I'm
of
not
he's
gonna-
one of the ones that
I'm not
are
going to beat him too
It's
hard
not the
about
worst
it.
thing to ever choose.
I went Paul Goldschmidt personally.
Yeah,
I
that's a
think
good pick.
finally on a I don't want to say respectable because the Diamondbacks were that good, but like a team that's nationally respected, like the Cardinals.
Yeah. Okay.
I feel like those writers will finally give him the credit. He's going to put up the same numbers, but I
Yeah.
feel like there's kind of the name, what's behind him, and they'll be like, he's MVP.
Yeah,
I don't hate it. I could definitely
See, listen,
see
you're
it.
not hating it.
I
'cause,
can
like,
definitely see it.
if he was on the Diamondbacks, you'd be like, I don't know, it's Diamondbacks.
Yeah, but he's on the Cardinals, bro.
And he's going to put up virtually the
He's
same
got
numbers.
he's got more of an offense behind him.
Mm.
He's got more of a team behind him, really. And just the team as a whole.
Right,
This team's
right.
better. And he's gonna do big here.
for my NL MVP, I have Nolan Arenado.
Naturally.
Obviously, still an elite
I
hitter
mean, that's a Corey
and
bat right
the
there.
best
Mhm.
defender in the National League.
Okay. I can not argue with that. Definitely a guy gets some votes, but what do you think will put him over the top this year? Because he usually finishes around 5 or 6. What will put Nolan Arenado over the top to get him in that conversation?
I think it's just taking more advantage of Coors.
Think so? Like a 50 home run?
Yeah, just getting more home runs, get over 40, potentially 50.
Could you see 55?
I don't know about 55.
No.
No?
Mm-mm.
Could be interesting, though. If he got 55, do you think they'd actually give him, like, a legit, like, hey, this guy can actually hit? Or do you think
Yeah.
they'd still be like, course hitter?
No, I think at that point you'd have to give it to him.
You would think, right? He's put up gargantuan offensive numbers, and I'm just like, but he still finishes 5 or 6 in MVP every year. It feels like that Coors really.
Well, he was third last year. He was third.
Okay, question. So if Coors hitters get points deducted for hitting Coors, do pitchers get extra credit? Like, does Kyle Freeland get extra credit?
Yeah, I feel like they're very
Yeah, I
underrated
feel like they
pitchers,
should.
but I feel like in the advanced statistic community, they definitely do get respected.
Right. Okay. That's always something I ponder. A little off topic. Nico, who'd you have?
I have the freaking enemy of many baseball fans.
Okay.
Somebody who a lot of people would hate.
Joe Buck.
Manny Machado.
Okay. Another man who secured the bat.
The
this-
man.
Money
this
Machado.
offseason.
The man. Manny Money Machado. He got paid big. He went to the Padres, and he's going to do big here. And, bold prediction here, Padres have a winning record.
Ooh.
That's what's going to put this guy over the top. That's what's going to bring this
That's
guy.
not, that's not too
MVP.
bold to Kevin. He's the one
I'm
that's...
big San
Going
Diego
all
guy
out,
in the
man.
corner.
See. But before Machado, Kevin was big.
That's true.
Oh, because I said they were getting
Now
Machado.
that they have Machado,
I'm pretty sure
now
you
Did I
said
say
it.
Machado and Kluber?
now
I
that
thought
they
you said
have
Harper.
Machado,
No, I said Harper.
You said Harper.
Now that they have
I like where
Machado.
this is going. I like the
he
way
brings
you
them
talk.
a winning record, and he becomes MVP.
I like this. I like where this is going.
Yeah. Yeah.
Please tell me more about this. The
I mean,
San
this-
Diego team.
The San Diego
Feed my
team.
ego, please.
No, I'll stop there.
Oh,
Is there any
Don't
NL
tease
Rookie
me,
of the
Nico.
Year that
Any-
someone picks
NL
out of
Rookie
San Diego?
of the year.
At San Diego?
I don't think anyone
I
actually
don't
picked
I don't think anyone
anybody
picked
did.
Tatis.
nobody
No.
did. Nobody
You had
did.
2 Senzels, a Peter Alonso, and a Victor Robles.
Well, way to spoil it, man.
Well, it's going to be
Well,
up on the screen.
we
They
know
can
the
read. They're
we know
smart
the,
people.
we know the Reds fan chose Senzel,
Yes, I did.
and we know Jacob Williams chose Senzel. Why did you choose Senzel?
I chose him because in Pensacola, it's a very hard ballpark to get on base percentage as high as he did. And I honestly feel like the numbers that he progressed in AAA, he did really well, and I think he's just going to carry that onto a major league level. I know that he got injured this past season, but I think he's just going to overcome it and win Rookie of the Year. Simple as that.
And
we all said, amen.
Only you, Kevin.
Mm-hmm.
And Keck. Victor Robles.
Yeah, well, he's been a top prospect for a while now, and last year in his limited at bats, he bat 288, hit 3 bombs and 66 plate appearances. He did all right. He'll be ready to get a full-time job this year.
Hopefully, I imagine center field.
Yep, center field.
I would imagine so. Definitely a very good player. I wish he would got more playing time. This will be his third big league stint officially.
Yeah,
I wish he could have gotten more.
He was September call-up both of 17 and 18.
But they did it with Trey Turner too, and I thought that kind of. I think that kind of helped him a little, but I feel like it hurt them at the same time.
But I think now he's going to be starting shortstop over center field.
We had not only Trey Turner now. I mean, he's established himself, but it took him a long time.
Oh, okay.
I feel like they're Nationals are very slow on these types of prospects, so it'll be interesting to see that come into play.
And he's been terrific in spring training.
He has been terrific in spring training. I don't put much into that.
Oh,
though.
yeah.
I make sure guys are healthy. They
It's
play
always
good
a plus.
positions.
Always a plus.
Definitely doesn't hurt you to have a good spring. I will say that much. The biggest, I think, difference is their AL Cy Youngs, just top to bottom.
Well, first of all,
What?
I chose Pete Alonso.
Peter Alonso. Oh, I forget about him.
And that guy, I chose him because I've been pretty big on the Mets lately.
Mm-hmm.
And this guy's having a killer spring, but I don't put too much into spring in general.
Yeah.
But he's been killing it in the minor leagues, and this is the guy, in my opinion.
Fair enough.
Okay.
Fair enough.
I'm big on him. I took him in both of my fantasy leagues. I'm big faith in his work. Yeah, I think he's good. I think guys like Senzel are just more dynamic. I feel like Peter Alonso is very one-dimensional. And that's just why I took him over. Again, Alonso's a good one. I'm really surprised now that he says it out loud, though. No one took Tatis Jr.
Yeah.
Even though we did a whole video about him and how great he was.
See, if anybody was going to take Tatis, it was going to be you, but you took Senzel.
I took Senzel.
And if anybody else was going to take him, it would have been Williams right here.
Because I look at it like, here's my logic for picking the Rookie of the Year. Unless you have a slam dunk like an Ohtani or a Seager, it's usually a guy that you don't talk a lot about when you're going to swing. Like when Cody Bellinger won it, yeah, people talked about him, but it was kind of like, oh, he's just another good prospect. I believe Aaron Judge won it, right?
Yeah.
When Aaron Judge went, they're like, oh, this guy can't hit breaking balls. It's usually a guy that sneaks up on the riders. I feel like
Soto was almost that one last year.
Soto was almost that last year. He was about 2 votes short. And it's usually a guy that doesn't make the roster right away, and he kind of sneaks up on you. And like say, Tatis and Alonso taking the headlines. So that leads me to believe, following the trend, Senzel will take it naturally.
Yeah.
So I always find that very interesting.
Okay.
I just, like I was saying before, because I forgot Alonso, the AL Cy Youngs, I think, are our most different.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Definitely the most hot takes, probably.
Hot takes.
All right, who wants to start?
I'll go first. I took Jose Barrios on the Twins.
Yeah.
Arguably, he's had some good years. He's got some good stuff. And here, my logic behind it is like this. You look at guys like Nola and Snell, who broke out last year in a big way, and I feel like, my goal was to try and find the next guy. So I started doing my research, doing my American League stuff, going through the archives of Baseball Reference, and I started looking at it, and just Barrios he's following the trend of slowly good, slowly good, slowly good, slight improvements. And I think this is the year he will break out in a major way.
Okay.
I chose Garrett Cole. I chose him because last year he placed 5th in the AL Cy Young voting, and ever since he became a Houston Astro, his ERA has dramatically dropped from a 4.26 as a Pittsburgh Pirate to 2.8 as a Houston Astro, and I believe that he'll get the win numbers that you want as a Cy Young Award winner because of that obviously amazing lineup.
But do the wins matter anymore? I mean, DeGrom had 10 wins and he was a Cy Young.
Correct, but I feel like he's just going to keep on getting better as long as he's a Houston Astro. I mean, obviously the numbers tell that.
I mean, I'll give him this. He's
better.
definitely better as an Astro than he was as a Pirate.
He was.
Well, he was unmotivated as a Pirate.
Well,
But you see that a mile
that's
away.
the point.
Yeah, no, he was
That's the point.
unmotivated. No, he's definitely in the right direction. I thought about Cole. I really did. I almost put him down for my vote. But again, I chose Barrios naturally, but I like where his head's at with Cole, especially a contract year sort of thing.
I mean, not to like bag on my pick, but the only thing that I could see that would concern me about choosing Cole as a Cy Young Award winner is the walks that he gives up.
Okay.
That kind of scares me a little bit, but other than that, I truly believe that he can be a Cy Young Award winner by the end of the season.
I mean, that's definitely in the picture. He's not as crazy as mine. Definitely a front runner. I know a lot of voters were leaning towards him early on.
I went with the 420-69 spin rate god himself, Trevor Bauer.
Ooh. Do tell.
Well, last year he had an incredible breakout season, 2.21 ERA, and was 6th in the Cy Young voting.
Mm-hmm.
And if anyone is going to know so much about how to pitch as to sustain his success, it's going to be Trevor Bauer. Because he knows so much about pitching, knows so much about the game.
Okay. Yeah, very, very smart man on the mound. I think the reason why we all cling to him is because he's the first pitcher to really reveal his secrets.
Yeah.
So I think it's really interesting because I believe a lot of guys are just as smart as him. Mm-hmm. Definitely not with his way of thinking. His is very off.
Yeah,
definitely out there. But it's interesting to see how people react to him now because he's the first dude to really hey, this is what I do. Mm-hmm. It's really interesting. Nico, who do you have?
I went with I could see how it looks as a cop out answer, but Chris Sale.
See, you would think it's a cop-out answer, but he's never won one.
Yeah.
It's kind of like Mike Trout almost in a way. There's just always been that one guy that's been better than him.
Yeah, there's always that one dude.
He's a consistent pitcher, and he's got a good team behind him. Mm-hmm. Good. It just makes sense to me. I don't even know what to say, but it's Chris Sale. He's on a good team. He's going to get wins. He has a low ERA all the time. He's a great pitcher, and if healthy, he's going to continue to stay great.
Right. Definitely a guy. Definitely, I mean, easy answer you look at, but it seems like there's always, like Keck said, there's always that one dude that just kind of sweeps the leg and just takes him out and he takes the award. I mean, Blake Snell was that guy last year. He rattled off 200 plus strikeouts, a sub-2 ERA, and it's what's a guy gonna do?
Yeah.
Definitely gonna be interesting. We got last? NL Cy Young.
That was different too.
Well, that was another one, but I feel like it's a little more even keeled.
Simple, mm-hmm. It's kind of more obvious who the contenders are.
Mm-hmm. I don't think it's main bold. I went I was talking a little bit before, hinted at him. Aaron Nola, Phillies. Like I said, same thing. There's that good progression. He broke out last year naturally, as we all know. Mm-hmm. But I don't know, just the playing field seems a little more in his favor, especially with a new offense. I just think it's the little pushes, the little things that are gonna bring him closer to a Cy Young. And that's just my take on it. What about you guys? Who do you have kind of wrangling that award?
With kind of a cop-out answer, Max Scherzer.
Mm-hmm. Oh, natural.
The two different colored-eyed wonder.
There's nothing wrong with Max Scherzer.
No, but you always feel a little shitty.
Yeah, you do.
I
but
feel a little dirty.
Yeah, but it's Max Scherzer, you know.
But I mean,
that's the problem.
There's still more answers you can give.
There's plenty of options.
There's Jacob DeGrom. There's Aaron Nola. There's other elite pitchers in the NL that can go.
Right.
It's not like Mike Trout with the AL MVP.
Yeah,
you have to pick Mike Trout.
It's kind of like this.
Yeah, it's always so tough though. Yeah, it's always hard to ponder those decisions.
I went with the big man himself, Thor. Noah Syndergaard.
I like it.
Noah Syndergaard. Last year it was DeGrom. Now it's Thor's turn, man. I mean, stays healthy.
Ha!
If he stays healthy,
I thought you were making.
If he stays healthy, he's gonna get it.
Oh, okay.
I don't have a doubt in my mind.
Yeah, totally. He totally.
It's just if he stays healthy, which isn't very common.
He doesn't. Very rare.
He doesn't do it. But maybe this is his year.
You would think.
I'd hope.
I don't think he's that good. I've never thought he was that good.
I
thought he had great stuff. I've never been a big fan.
He has the stuff, and he's shown that he can put it together. He's had two sub-3 ERA years.
But how many starts though? It's like 2 sub but 15 starts, and I'm like, eh.
Well, one of them was with 30 starts.
30 starts?
Yeah.
I feel let me.
The other one was with 7. I didn't see that at first.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's good on paper. Then you really
Well, last year he had 25 starts and had a 3 ERA, just above 3.
It's okay. I mean, that's not Cy Young caliber.
Oh yeah, but he can get there. Like
I
it's
believe
not
you
out
can do
of nowhere. It wouldn't be coming out of nowhere.
Yeah, you can't.
This
help the
isn't
club
just
if you're
this
in the
isn't just a
tub.
random name. This is Noah Syndergaard.
My own name's random if you think about it. But I mean,
That was stupid.
you're stupid.
No.
All right, Jacob,
But-
what's yours?
Yeah, what's yours, Williams?
My pick was Walker Buehler. Last year, obviously you can tell he has the stuff. Probably, other than Ohtani, the best pitcher coming out of last year as a rookie.
Jake Flannery disagrees with you.
I mean, he just has his stuff. I mean, his walk per 9 is less than 2.5. That's really good. I mean, his ERA was just below 3, that's not amazing, but I feel like he can. I personally feel he should be the Dodgers' opening day starter.
I definitely with the stuff he's put up, I think so.
Yeah, and so I truly believe that if he just makes the little adjustments and does a little bit better this season, I feel like he can win the NL Cy Young Award.
Well, he's only 24, so
Yeah.
any kind of development can come right there.
That is true. I don't know. I feel it's definitely interesting. I don't know. I feel like when the book's out on these guys, they get hit around a little bit. I think that might hurt him in the future. Just because guys are finally getting a chance to see him like perform.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But no, they're definitely ride the hot hand if you can. I mean, Buehler's definitely a good pick. It's gonna be interesting to see how that pans out. I guess the other question I got, because we got our awards naturally. Any like bold predictions? What do you guys throw something at me?
I mean,
something that's gonna make me
I
put on my
already
skepticism.
I already said Padres with the winning record.
I mean, what else you got, man? I mean, we got some-
I know you had one about the Red Sox earlier.
What did I say about the Red Sox? Oh yes, I had.
They were not going to make the playoffs.
Yeah, I had that, and I'm still like even now that we've done 6 divisions, 6 days, there's still a part of me that truly believes that. I'm not sold on it.
Is that we all kind of said that about them last year. We said that the Yankees are so clearly so much better than them now, and then they went out there and won 110 games or whatever they won.
That's true, but like I'm now. Well, yes. Well, I might have done poor analysis on them last year. I'm looking realistically. There's no closer. Half their rotation at some point goes down with major injuries. That being Sale, Rodriguez, and Evaldi.
And Price.
And Price. I mean, there's only
And Porcello.
Porcello. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, there's. Can they keep the longevity? It's very interesting to see how that will.
But if
pan
it is
out.
healthy, that is
Healthy.
an elite rotation.
Dead.
That might be the best rotation in baseball.
Yes,
When
that you could argue that easily.
You can't argue it.
I think that's very interesting. I don't know. Something about them doesn't really shake out right. It's a lot of money going towards a lot of stuff. They're set up in my eyes for that if they need reinforcements and the trade deadline, they can't get them. They don't really have the prospects and don't really have the pieces to get
They
them.
have the worst farm in the league.
Yes. So it's like, well, how do you get them? And like, you have to look at this. Devers has to make a step. Bogarts has to keep the caliber. Naturally, Mookie's Mookie. Jackie Bradley Jr. needs to be good with the bat. How does their catching situation pan out?
That
What-
is true.
does
They
Andrew
just released Sandy Leone.
Exactly. Does Andrew Benintendi take that next step towards stardom, or does he remain an above-average player rather than the elite player many of us think he will be? So I don't know. I think it's a question mark. I think easily the Yankees, naturally being the Yankees, can take it. And I think the Rays can sweep the leg again and take them out.
Speaking of the Rays, my bold prediction is that the opening starter, the Ryan Yarbrough, will end up with more wins than Blake Snell.
You think so? Wow. That's interesting. What's the reasoning behind this? Break it down for me.
Considering that he's the opening, I mean, depending on the how many innings he goes, the Rays lineup can back it up with definitely with hits and runs. Say if he throws 4 or 5 innings, I mean that's
Well, you need 5 innings to be
Not
eligible.
true. No.
Mhm.
Not if they use him as they've used him in the past. That's the discretion of the scorekeeper.
Oh, that's right. I
Because
forgot
remember,
about that.
Stanek will start, or whoever they have start, and then he comes in the finish.
Right. So I mean, if the Rays lineup backs him up with those hits and runs, I mean, it can happen. He can easily get more wins than Blake Snell.
Question I asked you about then. Do we finally get, after since like 1940 something, do we finally get a 20-game winner out of the bullpen? Does that become a thing again?
I think that's extending it much.
He got 16 last year. Like, what's 4 more wins?
I don't see it as impossible.
Yeah, it's not impossible, but
I
don't feel like it's realistic.
I wouldn't be surprised though. Nah,
You wouldn't be surprised 20
Yeah.
I think it's interesting that he was second on the team in wins, and he was one of 2 players with double-digit wins. Definitely a good one.
But it also have to be kind of like how it was last year, where it was just the one guy.
Yeah, I
that
just
got all of those.
Well, there needs to also be a
spread
little
out.
bit of luck with it too, because you got to think they got to hold the lead.
yeah.
Yeah,
Well, I mean, I was just looking at the stats, and like he said, he had double-digit wins last season, so that's why I kind of came up to this conclusion.
Mm-hmm.
Like, basically how he can possibly get more than Blake Snell.
Well, like, the other opener that they used a lot, Sergio Romo, he only got 3 wins last year.
Sergio Romo, wait, again, that's the opener though. Openers don't get wins.
Yeah.
No, it's very interesting. I think he's their go-to guy for that sort of stuff, and he'll get 2-3 starts a week. He'll go 3 innings, and so I think it's very possible. Just by like the pure quantity, he's healthy. I think it could be definitely a thing. Keck, I believe do you have any predictions? Any crazy out of the box thinking?
Nothing really too extreme, I guess. No.
I think something's got to happen. There's a guy we're not talking about. He's gonna come in and go wow, and then just
maybe.
blow
I
us all
can't.
in.
I can't think of one right now. But if you say something, I might remember one right now.
Super
Injury in the Angels outfield, Joe Adele.
Yes.
Oh yeah, but now Adele's injured now. So
Yeah, now Adele's injured.
he's probably going to be downgraded, just like a September call this season.
You think so? I think he might get a crack if he's healthy.
I think.
If he's healthy and someone goes down and it's necessary, then
Okay, that'd be interesting. Kind of bold. Not really bold. More like I'm just looking at the trend. Kershaw will not be a top 10 pitcher going into next year.
I agree.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I
I
don't think he
definitely
will. I
agree
think
with
he's
that.
trending down. I think this is the year he was in the top 10 out of like respect for what he's done. But come this time next year, he will not even be considered a top 10.
He's
depend.
still going to be an above average pitcher, just not a great.
It'll depend on how he comes back from that injury. I'll be wearing my Otani jersey.
Oh my
I'll
god!
be wearing my Aguilar jersey. I don't
I'm
know.
hoping I don't have to go to practice tomorrow, just so I can like stay in my room and watch baseball all day. All right, as always, follow us on Twitter, Instagram to stay updated, and we'll see you guys Thursday.